Look around any group of men and you'll spot familiar patterns. The loud alpha commands attention, making sure everyone knows he's in charge. The friendly beta supports and serves, finding his place within the team. But then there's that one guy, the one who seems to play by completely different rules. This is the sigma male, not better or worse than alpha or beta, just wired differently. While alpha males need to dominate and beta males need to belong, sigma males march to the beat of their own drum. They don't reject the social ladder, they step off it entirely, creating their own path. Think about that quiet guy, who everyone somehow respects without him demanding it. Or that friend who disappears for weeks but picks up right where he left off when he returns. These men aren't just introverted alphas or independent betas, they're operating with a completely different playbook. The way sigma males handle everything from conflicts to relationships looks strange to others because their priorities are different. What might seem like odd behavior to most makes perfect sense when you understand the thinking behind it. Let's explore the 6 fundamental differences between sigma males and their alpha and beta counterparts. Understanding these distinctions might just explain some of the most confusing men you've ever met. Number 1. They respond to disrespect with absence, not arguments. Watch what happens when someone disrespects an alpha male. There's usually a big scene, raised voices, maybe even a confrontation. Alpha males need to defend their status immediately and publicly. Beta males might avoid conflict altogether or try to smooth things over to keep the peace in the group. But sigma males, they take a completely different approach. When disrespected, a sigma rarely argues back. He doesn't raise his voice or make threats. Instead, he simply notes what happened and quietly begins to disengage. This isn't about avoiding conflict out of fear. It's about valuing his time and energy too much to waste it on pointless arguments. Psychologists call this strategic withdrawal. Instead of fighting fire with fire, sigma males know that absence is often more powerful than presence. They understand something that alphas and betas often miss. You don't need to win every battle to win the war. This response looks strange to others. Some might think he's weak for not standing up for himself. Others might not even notice he's pulling away until he's gone. But from the sigma male's perspective, arguing just gives more attention and energy to people who haven't earned it. The weird part is what happens next. While alphas might stay angry but eventually forgive if their status is acknowledged, and betas might hold a grudge but remain in the relationship, sigma males truly move on. They redirect their energy to people and situations they value, leaving the disrespectful interaction in the past without giving it another thought. When most people either fight back or give in, simply walking away is perhaps the most powerful response of all. Number 2. They stay the same no matter who's around. Have you ever noticed how some people change depending on who they're talking to? Maybe they act tough around certain friends, but quiet around authority figures. Or they use fancy words with some people and slang with others. Alpha males often adjust their behavior to maintain dominance in different groups. Betas frequently change how they act to fit in better with whoever's around. It's like they're wearing different masks for different audiences. Sigma males stand out because they don't do this shape-shifting. Whether they're talking to the company CEO or the person cleaning the floors, their tone, respect level, and authenticity remain consistent. They are the same person across all situations. While alphas and betas often look outside themselves for cues on how to act, sigma males rely on their own standards. They don't need external validation to know who they are or how to behave. You can spot this trait in small ways. A sigma doesn't suddenly change his opinions when the popular guy enters the room. He doesn't laugh at jokes he doesn't find funny just because important people are telling them. He doesn't pretend to know something he doesn't to impress someone. This consistency isn't about being stubborn or inflexible. It's about authenticity. Sigma males can adapt to new information or situations, but they don't change their core values or personality just to impress others or fit in better. In a world where many people adjust themselves like chameleons depending on the social situation, being consistently yourself becomes a rare and powerful trait that earns quiet respect. Number 3. They lead without seeking leadership positions. Have you noticed how some people are always raising their hand to be in charge? Alpha males actively pursue leadership roles. They want the title, the corner office, and the final say. Betas often support these leaders, finding their place within the established hierarchy. Unlike their counterparts, Sigma males rarely volunteer to lead the group, yet somehow end up with followers anyway. This happens naturally through their actions, rather than through campaigns for position or authority. John Maxwell, leadership expert, explains this as influence, not authority. While position can force compliance, true influence inspires willing followership. Sigma males build this influence through consistent competence, not through claiming power. As everyone debates what to do, the Sigma quietly begins solving the issue. No announcements, no requests for permission, just effective action. Before long, others start looking to them for guidance, not because they demanded it, but because they've proven themselves reliable. One of the most revealing aspects of this leadership style is its temporary nature. Unlike alphas who cling to leadership roles once obtained, Sigma males easily step back once the situation is handled. The goal was never leadership itself. It was solving the problem, especially when no one else seemed equipped to do so. This often puts them at odds with alpha males or other superiors, as people's respect and authority naturally flows toward the capable Sigma in the corner, not through any power grab or undermining, but through the magnetic pull of demonstrated competence, which some may view as a threat to their official position. The most powerful person in the room isn't always the one with the fancy title. Sometimes it's the quiet one who shows rather than tells that they know what they're doing. Number 4. They forgive once, forget never. Everyone makes mistakes. We all slip up, say the wrong thing, or let someone down occasionally. How people respond to these mistakes says a lot about who they are. Alpha males often hold grudges until they receive a proper apology that acknowledges their status. Betas might forgive quickly to maintain harmony in the group, sometimes letting people off the hook too easily. Sigma males take a middle path that confuses many people. They typically forgive the first mistake without making a big deal about it. No dramatic confrontations, no demanding apologies, no public shaming. They simply acknowledge what happened and move forward. But there's another side to this forgiveness. While they might not hold a grudge, their excellent memory and pattern recognition skills mean they never truly forget. This is known as relationship data storage, keeping track of behaviors that reveal someone's true character. This approach comes from their practical nature. Everyone deserves a second chance, but they also know that patterns rarely lie. One mistake might be a fluke, but similar behaviors repeated over time show who someone really is. What makes this approach tricky is how quiet it is. You won't know a Sigma male is tracking these patterns. He won't bring up past mistakes or throw them in your face during arguments. He simply adjusts his expectations and the amount of trust he places in you based on what he's observed. This explains why Sigma males can seem forgiving in the moment, but decisive in the long run. They're not collecting ammunition for future fights. They're collecting information that helps them invest their time and trust wisely. Some might call it unforgiving. Sigma males see it as learning from experience. Number 5. They maintain small quality social circles. Alpha males collect friends like trophies. Their social media is packed with connections, and they love being seen with the right people. These large networks serve two purposes: boosting their status and giving them resources to call on when needed. For alphas, the size of their circle reflects their social power. Beta males build wide friendship networks too, but for different reasons. They seek belonging and security in groups, viewing each connection as potential support. Their approach to friendship is often about fitting in and being liked by as many people as possible. Sigma males take a completely different path when it comes to friendships. Their social circles are small, carefully curated, and surprisingly stable over time. Where others might have hundreds of casual connections, they maintain just a handful of deep relationships built on mutual respect and genuine compatibility. This selective approach isn't about being antisocial or feeling superior, as some may assume. It comes from valuing depth over breadth in relationships. It's better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. As the saying goes, the few people who make it into a Sigma's inner circle often have a long history with them. These are the people who have proven their loyalty and support through thick and thin. There's a quality to these connections that doesn't depend on social obligation or convenience, making them incredibly valuable. What outsiders sometimes misinterpret as loneliness or isolation is actually a deliberate choice for quality over quantity. For Sigma males, having 1 or 2 friends who would have your back, no matter what, is worth more than having 300 who would like your social media posts. Number 6. They control reactions, not circumstances. Life throws curveballs at everyone. Bad things happen. Plans fall apart, people let us down. We can't control most of what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Alpha males often try to control their environment, pushing back against bad situations, demanding changes, and fighting against circumstances they don't like. Beta males typically adapt to whatever happens, adjusting their expectations to match reality. Sigma males focus on something different altogether, mastering their own responses. Their independent journey has taught them that emotional reactions rarely solve problems. So instead of wasting energy fighting against unchangeable situations, they invest that energy in managing their own thoughts and choices. Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, nailed this philosophy perfectly. Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response. Sigma males live in this space more comfortably than most. When facing a crisis, you can spot this difference clearly, while others might panic, vent, or look for someone to blame. Sigma males get quiet. They're creating mental space between the trigger event and their response. This is the moment where real choice exists. This doesn't mean they don't feel emotions. They feel the same disappointment, anger, or frustration as everyone else. The difference is what happens next. Instead of being driven by those initial feelings, they pause, process, and choose their next move. For Sigma males, true power isn't found in controlling other people or external events. It's found in the quiet mastery of their own reactions, a skill that makes them formidable when challenges arise and steady when chaos reigns. The person who can stay calm when everyone else is losing their head doesn't just survive the storm, they steer through it. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on the Sigma personality and other related topics. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with someone you think needs to see it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.